well, so we'll see what he does. See what he does with that. He's researching plus one defense, and he's already got +1 weapons upgraded. So looks like Lalush, now he's producing 20 Zerglings and also more Mutalisks. So he's actually going to have quite the Mutaling army out on the field right now. And it looks like he's going to use these Mutalisks probably for some harass here. But right now they're just kind of sitting around out here. So defending with his Lings down here. The probe does scout the third, and looks like Duckload's got the gold expansion nearly up as well, so we're gonna see him try and secure that gold expansion with some photon cannons and some zealots here, as well as some sentries. So Lalush is gonna be going for his gold expansion as well, and right now, see, this is where at this point. The problem with getting a static defense this early is that at this point these are almost useless, because now that he's going to have the gold expansion up, he's going to be able to throw them in here, but if he has the spine crawlers here, then he can get attacked in the third here. So it definitely produces a bit of a problem late game, and but as you can see, he's got a ton of drones. And if we look at the income tab, he does have 56 over 51, so he has a bit head economy. He's actually getting some Hydralisks out to try and combat the Blink Stalkers, and also researching upgrades as well. So here we go with some Muta harass, and I think he missed some harassment down here as well. But I don't think he's really going to be able to do too much with these Mutas. They were kind of just sitting over here for a while, and then he really didn't, he should have brought him in a little bit earlier, I think, but with this many Blink Stalkers and the photon cannons now, it's really, he's not really going to be able to do much. So he's bringing the spine crawlers up, and he's got these kind of a Ling Hydra build. It looks like DuckloadRa is going for a pretty smart move here and getting a Colossus robotics bay out to get some Colossus, and that is absolutely going to destroy this army, because it is pretty soft. And he knows there is no roaches, so Colossus are just going to cut through these Hydras and these Mutas. So if he can get the Colossus out in time, that could pose a serious issue for Lalush. So alright, so both players just kind of continuing to pump up their economies and their armies and go for the upgrades. And DuckloadRa got this gold expansion pretty well saturated. And he's also getting a Colossus out now, as well as the Thermal Lance upgrade. So I think Lalush is probably going to have a pretty difficult time with this. These spine crawlers at these two bases are really not going to be able to do much, especially once he gets to a 3 or 4 Colossus out. And it looks like he's going for an infestation pit, and as well as getting the upgrades. He's probably going to end up, he might go for some infestors here, which could actually be a pretty smart move, or he could tech up to a hive as well. So let's take a look back over at the income tab, and at the army size. It looks like army size similar, but right now I'd say Lalush is a bit ahead, and the post players right now continuing to mass up their armies and kind of pump up their third expansions here. They are pretty well saturated at this point, and looks like Lalush is actually getting his gold going as well. So we'll see what he can do against these Colossus and these stalkers here. It could be a difficult, I think, and but we'll see if he can pull it off. The zealots are getting zealot charge here as well, and that's probably going to pose some issues as well. So we'll see. I think that the Lalush is actually able to macro up very well, and I think he's maybe even a little bit ahead in macro right now. But I would say that as far as unit composition goes, I would say Duckload has a way better composition right now than Lalush. These mutas are just not going to be able to be very effective against the Colossus, and because they don't have that bonus versus massive that the Corruptors do, and these Hydras are just going to get completely roasted. But we'll see what happens. Don't want to speak too soon, of course. So he now has 3 Colossus on the field, and he's producing 2 more right now. One just popped out, and he's producing another one. So Duckload definitely has a huge force here, and looks like he's going to engage. One thing let's see, blinks ahead there, and see at this point these spine crawlers, if he'd made roaches at that time, then you know, the roaches would be helping him win these battles right now. But these spine crawlers are going to do nothing. Luckily for Lalush, he did scout the Colossus, and he does have some corruptors out, so that definitely could actually turn the tides. These corruptors actually are just exactly what he needs, and so he'll be able to. And he looks like he's going for a flank attack here, and it is going to be pretty effective. He does take down some pylons and some cannons there. He's going to get out this Vespene Geyser and lose maybe a couple probes here, but looks like Duckload is able to just come around this kind of crater in the middle here. So looks like Duckload is going to continue to push here, and these zealots with zealot charge are going to be taking out some of these hydras in the back. So he's primarily has hydras and corruptors at this point. He's continuing to produce corruptors. He's actually going to get out a greater spire, which is a great move, and he's probably going to go from some brood lords here as well. That could be a pretty good move, but with these stalkers just being able to blink under him, they could actually become a little bit ineffective. Looks like Duckload gets a little bit overextended here, and these stalkers are just going to get destroyed by these hydralisks. But I think these stalkers are just there's too many, and the Colossus are just going to take down the rest of them here. The Corruptor is actually picking off these Colossus, though. These Colossus ended up being in a terrible spot, and the Corruptors, he actually ended up getting his army a little bit separated there, trying to kill those Hydralisks, but he's actually just continuing to macro, and he's got more Colossus already out on the field. So this is definitely a pretty scary looking army right now. You can see he's ahead in supply, 168 over to 145. He is producing some brood lords, Lalush, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Looks like he has actually a ton of corruptors now, but there's only a couple of Colossus on the fields. It might be smart for Duckload to actually switch over to Immortals at this point, but we'll see what he does. And looks like these Stalkers are going to be able to hold off, and they're just kind of popping these corruptors right now. So there goes this third, and so now effectively Lalush is on 1 and a little bit of a base here, so on 2 base to 4 base or 3 base, and so it's never a good position for a Zerg player to be in behind an economy. So I think that Lalush is going to be hard pressed to come back from it. He's actually pulling his drones off the line to try and attack here, and I just don't think that's going to be enough, and this is just probably going to be GG. I don't see I could possibly come back from this. He is sending some corruptors out here, probably to turn them into broodlords, but they're just flying right over, and there it is. Lalush does GG. So you can see what things that happen at the start of the game kind of carry over to the end of the game. I think that was just way too many spine crawlers. They did hold off that first attack, but after that they just become almost useless, and they didn't really kill any of the army that in that original push. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Definitely some great players here, and I thought they both played a pretty excellent game. Duckload is just one of the top players probably in the world right now, and he's just super skilled with his he's great at every single race, so it's pretty impressive to see him play. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Just kind of a fun one to mix in, and go ahead and subscribe, and keep an eye out for the next cast. It should probably be a Zerg tutorial video, but I will try and mix in some more pro casts as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. Maintain signing out.